in which the drug war is kind of against a lot of common sense, and it's also against a certain kind of human rights about freedom of thought, about being able to explore consciousness. And there is this pioneering couple that has chosen to work on developing a set of tools that can be used in all different ways by people who want to explore emotions, consciousness, explore their inner spirituality, and that these tools have to be used in a wise way, so that there was emanating from Ann and Sasha a training program where in underground therapy networks where the tools that were discovered and tested by a small group were moved into therapeutic contexts and used in ever-broadening ways, in this kind of way where everything else was shut down. And what I've admired so much about Sasha and Ann, and it's their ability to span the different worlds. That Sasha was putting out information, and he treated people in the DEA as human beings, as people that had a job that he could relate to, and that even developed friendships in a special kind of a way. And that Sasha was able to do what he did in a pretty fearless manner, but at certain pivotal points at government meetings with DEA and drug czar observers, Sasha would speak about the things that he was learning, because the above ground research was with animals and it was losing relevance. And so Sasha's courage of putting forward this incredible amount of information about a fundamental human right that was blocked everywhere in a way where he was, and they were both courageous and therapeutic. And so they have an encyclopedia of knowledge, but it's their way of working in society. And I think that I've learned a lot from just that. And that with this companion of healing and opening to the therapy and also opening to the powers that be and see underneath they have things that they need to learn and relax and grow. That now, you know, there's times when it comes down, and they've had those times too, where you can't hold it off. But I would just like to introduce the people to whom we all owe incredible amount of gratitude and respect for bringing us closer to ourselves through MDMA, through 2CB, through all sorts of drugs, and through the way in which they're used. Now we're going to just, if you want to say a few opening statements, just a little bit, and then we'll go for questions and answers for an hour or so. We also have, MAPS bulletins for people who are interested, and for people who want to keep up with the research with developing these drugs into medicines, we're passing around a list for email addresses. It's a free email update, and you'll see how we're trying to transform more and more into the world. If you guys can come to Burning Man, we can go to Washington, D.C.
I think Sasha is going to go first, but I want to, can you hear me? Okay. Wait a minute, I haven't started. I just want to emphasize that there is seriously no such thing as a dumb question. And there is also no such thing as a too confrontational question. I mean, people, especially in a friendly group like this, they don't want to be seen as asking something that sounds hostile or, you know, why did you do this sort of thing. And those are the best questions, and they're the most fun for us. So, you know, don't hesitate to ask something very personal. If we don't want to answer it, we won't. You know, if you ask me how old I am, I'll probably tell you 39, just like Jack Benny. But there really is no forbidden question. Seriously. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, I would like to start with a little bit of a background of where we come from, what kind of work we've been doing, and in what area. This sort of lays the vocabulary for the questions that we would like to get. primary productions in way of publishing material has been 2 books, P-Cal and P-Cal. P-Cal, P-I-H-K-A-L, stands for phenethylamines I have known and loved, and T-Cal are tryptamines I have known and loved. And these books appeared 1991 and 1997 approximately. And the P-Cal book basically started from my very first studies with mescaline back about 60 years ago. And I just very naively started playing around with the structure of mescaline and taking this group off and putting that group on, changing groups around a little bit. Very simple things. A lot of these compounds, very few of these compounds have ever been made or talked about. So I just kept taking old groups off and putting new groups on. And mescaline became the alpha ethyl and the alpha propyl, and they were not particularly active, so we went down to the 2,4,5 orientation, changes position and everything like that.
Give it a little bit.
Louder?
That's good.
Okay. Wow. Oh. Now that is the kind of a musical thing. No, I'm not going to get into that. Making modifications on the structure, and you find, by golly, if you put this group from down here up to there, the compound is 4 times more potent. If you take the group and put it over there, the compound is toxic. It's not even a psychedelic. So every compound that was new had to be treated as a brand new material. No idea whether it's going to be potent or not, or active or not, or dangerous or not. All new compounds are, by definition, dangerous.
Okay.
They've never been tried before. The question I sometimes ask is, if you were in a laboratory and you made a new compound, let's say 2,3-disubstituted homolog of a mescaline with a bromo group on the 5 position, and it's never been made before, and so you have it, you know its structure is okay, but it's never been made before, and as far as you know, anywhere in the universe is brand new, how much would you start with? And you might say, well, I start with a few milligrams. Oh, nonsense. I mean, a few micrograms might put you in the bed for a while. So you start with a material of an amount that is so low that there's no way in any rational logic it could be active. And then sneak up a little bit at a time into higher levels until you get into activity, or into toxicity, or into areas that are now so much material you don't pursue it anymore. So this is what we did. We took and made these materials and explored them, got them into active levels. The phenethylamines were the primary starting, that's mescaline. From there got into the alkyl amphetamines, a host of materials, so DOM, DO, ET, DO, BR, all these marvelous little synonyms. And from there down to the 2 carbon systems again, 2CT, 2CB, 2C, T5, 7, 12, 21. All of these materials were tried, and then I got into the chemistry of tryptamines, which is another whole marvelous area, and found that they're equally unexplored and equally new areas of tryptamines. Anyway, I'll speak a little louder. Whoop, 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 yep, yep, yep. Into tryptamines of various sorts. Same idea that led to the book of P-Cal. And amongst these were other little variations that were shorter molecules, longer molecules, more heavily substituted molecules. And what we do primarily, refine the activity, verify it between